everyone and welcome back to another video. Welcome, I hope you're good, I hope you're well. This week is a bit of an exciting video. I actually put a little poll out on my Instagram asking, this is a while ago now, asking if anyone wanted to see a certain video or had any suggestions for videos, and someone replied with this one, and Emma, I can't thank you enough for this suggestion. It's such a good one. So today I'm going to be talking to you about old makeup mistakes that I used to make. Now, I've been through a lot with makeup. I mean, I think we all have, haven't we? We've all been through the blue eyeshadow phase. We've all been through the dodgy eyebrow phase where it was practically just a line. So today I'm actually going to be doing half of my face with the makeup that I do now and the tips that I've learned over the years, and the other one we're going to be taking it back probably to 2010. Was I 10? No. Well, yeah, no, 2010. Yeah, let's take it back there. So we're going to start with the eyebrows because I feel like that's the best place to start, and I'm going to talk you through what I used to do and what I've learnt now, just to kind of give you some tips, and if it helps anyone then absolutely great, because that is my aim. So at the minute I've literally just moisturised, that's all I've got on my skin. So we're going to start with the brows. Actually no, let's prime first. So this hasn't changed. This has probably been my old school primer for years, and if you've never tried it, I literally cannot recommend it enough. It is Nivea for Men post shaving balm. It is literally my favourite primer. The main reason is, one, it's really soothing and calming, and it has aloe vera in, which is an anti-inflammatory, and I love aloe vera. We all know I love aloe vera. And secondly, because when you actually start to rub it in, the way it sticks is amazing. It literally becomes really tacky. So when you put your foundation on, your skin's just the noises, oh my gosh, literally just locks in the makeup to your skin. I don't have in my voice then. It's again. This is the eyebrow that I'm going to be doing that I used to do. What I used to use was eyeshadow, and actually there's absolutely nothing wrong with eyeshadow, and I still stand by this today, because eyeshadow was a great one. If you're new to doing your eyebrows, if you're new to colouring your eyebrows in, try eyeshadow. Your girl used to literally go in quite heavy-handed. I like now more of a fluffy, natural brow that just kind of emphasises what you've already got, rather than create a whole new thing above your eye. Always used to use their angle brush by MAC. I can't remember what number this is. 266 brush. I'm so sorry if you can hear the girl outside, I'm really sorry. Oh my god, it's literally giving me palpitations. So yeah, I didn't do light strokes. I literally just went in, and you're gonna see the difference all in the application for eyebrows. If you go in quite heavy with your brush, you're gonna get quite a thick kind of fake brow, whereas if you take it really lightly and hold it at the ends, you can do nice little strokes and kind of get that fluffy natural brow. God, it's actually making me nervous. Wow, do you see what I mean? Right, you see what I mean? Right, I'm not actually aiming for this to be bad, but I'm just being deadly honest with you. Very intense. So it's mad how things change, isn't it? So let's go to the other side, and this is how I do it now. So at the moment I'm literally just using an eyebrow pencil, but obviously you can, like I said, you can get the same kind of gentle effect using eyeshadow, but obviously you have to just go a lot lighter. So I'm going to take this eyebrow pencil, and this is by Collection, and I'm literally just going to gently stroke, and starting on the outside, gently stroke my eyebrows. So this is just to fill it in a little bit, and then I always go in with an eyebrow gel, and this is a clear gel, and this is amazing, by the way, if you're looking for a new clear brow gel. This is Makeup Obsession. This is Fluffy Brows, and it's really good. It literally just locks them in place. Can you see how actually fluffing up your eyebrows, and this is why a lot of people do it, make them look fuller but more natural. This is not natural. I can't, this is genuinely what I used to do. Then I never actually used to carve out my eyebrows to the extreme that I do now. So we're going to do it with two different techniques. I'm going to use concealer on this side and then my Plouise base on the other side. I didn't do anything massively different here, but I definitely always use concealer, and I always use a lot lighter concealer. I think my thing was, when I first started wearing makeup, because I was so pale, well, because I am so pale, who am I kidding? Because I am so pale, when I found like the palest shade, I was like, I just need to stick with the whitest possible shade that I can find, and that's literally what I did. And honestly, sometimes it literally made me look a little bit sick. This concealer was probably the lightest concealer that I could find, and was one of the first concealers that I used. And in doing that, I literally smothered it all over my face. Like, I used 90% concealer, 10% foundation. And this is amazing for carving out your eyebrows and laying it down as an eyeshadow base. Like, I never used eyeshadow base before, ever, because I always thought it was overrated. But this is unbelievable, like, honestly, unbelievable. So, can you see as well, the good thing about the Plouise base is that it's like very cool in its undertones. It's like, it's a complete clear base, and absolutely, I love it. It's amazing. Whereas this is slightly yellowy, and having like a slightly yellowy base doesn't tend to work. So I'm going to be using the same eyeshadow on both of my eyes. The palette Naked Reloaded. It's a new palette. Thank you to Callum's mum for giving it me. It is honestly so beautiful. Look at those colours. They've literally like never been more me, have they? So I'm going to take, I always went for like a brownie eyeshadow. I mean, I think that's all I've ever gone for. That's always been my go-to. So I'm going to be taking the Boundaries shade. So it's like a slightly orangey brown. The main issue I used to have with my eyeshadow, looking back, is the lack of blending. Like, I did not blend my eyeshadow very well at all. And that's the key, and this is why I always say to you, the key is in the blending, which it really is. So I'm literally just gonna, I was quite heavy with my eyeshadow, and then I used to kind of angle it like that. Looking back on my photos, I never realised, but always had like a really sharp corner. And then I'm just going to deepen it slightly with Baked next to it, which is just like a slightly deeper brown. And I didn't really use much eyeshadow back in the day. I just tended to go quite simple. I was always browns and like warm tones, and then that was it. So that's where we're going to stop with that one. Can you see what we're dealing with? And I'm going to go in really gentle with a fluffy brush. Start on the outer, and do, the best tip I can give you for eyeshadow and laying eyeshadow down is circular motions, and use a big fluffy brush. And just circular. Just keep blending and blending. See, I haven't even added any more colour onto this brush. I've literally just gone back and forward and back and forward. And that's what takes up most of the time as well with eyeshadow, is blending. So just back and forward, and really just gently blend that out. You can also take a clean brush as well and just blend it out with the clean brush. Then I'm going to deepen the crease like I did with the last time, but just using the same technique as I've just done, but being really gentle, really gentle with that brush. Then you go back in with this first brush that you use and blend those two colours together. This one's kind of blended and looked more natural, whereas this is very block. Everything about this side is block.
I just wanna go back, but it's 9.99.
So with this side, I'm literally going to go in with a hell of a lot of concealer to begin with. So I'm going to whip my nose ring out first. So I'm literally going to conceal, and this is all using the Last Imperfection concealer. Now, there's nothing wrong with this technique that I'm doing right now, just disclosure. Like, if it works for you, it works for you, but like this is literally what I used to do. And don't get me wrong, I really appreciate like putting on concealer underneath foundation sometimes because it really enhances the coverage, but this is too much. And it literally used to make me so white because it was this colour, it was this exact concealer, and look how white I am already. Like, I know I'm white, but there's a big difference, right? This concealer, I always say to you, like, I don't use this concealer underneath my eyes because I find it quite heavy. I used to. I my Fenty one because it's the palest foundation that I could find in my makeup collection. Now, I absolutely love this foundation. Like, I really love it. It's such a good foundation. However, I do think I could have afforded to go one shade darker because there's so many shades in this foundation, which is why I'm going to use it, because I always used to use a really white foundation. The minute I found one, well, my first ever foundation was obviously Dream Matte Mousse, because whose first ever foundation wasn't Dream Matte Mousse? But after that, I graduated to Dainty Doll by Nicola Roberts from Spice Girls? What's she from? Girls Aloud. Spice Girls. What am I even on about? She did her own foundation and makeup line, and that was the first ever like white foundation that I actually found, and you best believe it was like, applied it heavy. So as you can see, it's a very white matte base, and I always thought in my eyes, I always thought that in order to have full coverage, you had to be really matte and really heavy. That's just exactly, I don't know why, what I thought. However, you really don't, like, you don't. You can be dewy, but full coverage. So, now we've done that side. Look how red I look now. I'm not even that red, but this has just really created a whole other level of like redness for my day and night. I'm going to be taking my Flawless filter, and the one thing that I've learned a lot about makeup is it's all about layering. Like, it is about layering and not taking it too heavy straight away. So I've gone in really heavy with the heavy foundation, the heavy concealer. It's all a lot for my skin, whereas this is just super natural. It's laying on it, layering. It literally makes such a difference to your complexion. So then I am actually going to apply some concealer. So I'm just going to apply a little bit underneath my eyes and just along there and just around my blemishes. Then I'm going to go in with my Light Wonder by Charlotte Tilbury, and this is a big thing that's changed, and I think it's probably more since going travelling. No, it's definitely more since going travelling. Like, I use a lot of lighter base products now, like so much lighter. As before, I've always used full coverage matte, and I've literally covered every last inch of my face, whereas now I'm actually so much prouder of my skin and so much prouder of my freckles. So it's a big difference there. Absolutely love using a brush at the moment. Like, I love it. So yeah, I'm a bit shiny on this side, but at least I don't look like a ghost. I'm gonna go in and bronze. Thank God. I'm just gonna take my usual bronzer, and this is the natural bronzer by Rimmel. I don't know why that took me so long to say. Then I always used to go in with an angled brush, which is not a problem. I still do the majority of the time. I just kind of mix up my bronzer brushes, but I always used to take it very regimented down my cheekbone because I thought that's where it needed to be, and I didn't really blend it that well. Then I'm going to go onto the other side, take my Fit Me concealer, and literally I majority of the time just put it here and then at the end there. I'm going to take my cream contour stick. This is the Gel Sculpt by Illamasqua, and I take it a lot higher now. Take a bit of a fluffier brush for my bronzer, same bronzer, and I'm just going to take circular motions rather than straight motions. Can you see like what a difference that makes? Like, my face just looks lifted on this side, whereas this side is just a little bit like meh. We're going to go in with the powder now. I can't even believe how much I used to use this. I used to absolutely swear by this, and don't get me wrong, it is a very good product, but this is a little bit heavy for underneath the eyes, and this is the Bake and Finish by Makeup Revolution. And this is why I looked even whiter. Like I bet you're all thinking like I didn't think you could look whiter, and now you've gone and achieved it. While that bakes, I'm going to take the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, and this is just like a really warm translucent colour. I'm just going to take that underneath my eyes, and then I'm going to take the pressed powder for around my mouth. I'm just fuming that you can't get this loose one in England. I don't know what they're doing. Like Maybelline, if you're listening, what are you doing? Come on, just pull it out the bag. Now I'm just going to leave this side to bake, because you best believe I left it that long. I'm going to take a little bit of blush, because I love blush, and this is the Iconic London Sheer Blush, and I can't remember what shade this is in off the top of my head. Oh, it's called Fresh Faced. I'm just going to take a little bit of that and then just gently dust that across. Apples on my cheeks and then up where I put some of the contour. I'm going to take this one off. I'm just going to take it off using a fluffy brush. Wow. I go in with mascara. Now honestly, I can't even express how much mascara I used to wear. I'm very lucky to have nice eyelashes, but I really used to overdo it. Like overdo it. My eyelashes literally used to look like clumpy spiders. And just gently wiggle that brush all the way up. What I used to do was just keep applying mascara rather than giving myself a little break in between, letting the mascara dry and then going back in with more mascara. It makes such a difference. Whereas if I just went back in now straight away, can you see the difference in that? And that's literally what I used to do. I'm gonna take Mac, why are you doing me like that? Oh, she's okay, I've caught her. So I'm going to take some of the highlighter and just pop that on the inner corners. This makes such a difference. I did use highlighter, but like it was just literally here, and it was very much in a stroke on top of my bronzer, whereas this side, the same brush, just gentle circular motion. You're gonna have to let me know which one you prefer, and please let it be this side, because else I've been doing it wrong all this time. When it comes to lips, I always used to like really overline my lips, because I thought that's what I needed to look like. Like I think we all went through the overlining phase, and we can thank Kylie Jenner for that, but she didn't exactly teach us that well, did she? Let's be honest. I'm gonna be very straight with how I overline it, so very straight down, so it's more pointed than anything. And I only ever used to just do the outer line, not go any further. So I'm just going to take it on the side and just gentle strokes across. And I don't really overline my lips anymore, I just kind of emphasise. And I just use the actual lip liner and bring it in further. Now I was colouring my lips. So can you see the difference? Like this one's very overlined into the corner, very over the top, whereas this one is more natural and just full. So as you can see, I know it looks a little bit ridiculous, but obviously this is like quite an exaggerated version of everything that I used to do. But it's very white, very heavy, very matte. When you do have the highlighter, it's almost like a streak of highlighter rather than blended into the temples and blended around. Same with the bronzer. And it hasn't really done anything for my face. And obviously bronzer and contouring is supposed to shape and lift your face. Whereas this kind of makes it kind of go all down. It's very a lot more natural, glowy, but still it's got like a reasonable amount of coverage. You don't have to be this heavy in order to get full coverage, you just don't. And I wish someone would have told me that sooner, because I would have stepped up my makeup game so much quicker if I'd have realised. So there we have it. That concludes the video. I really hope this helps at least one of you. Like honestly, there's so many little factors that you can do with your makeup just to make it look more natural, just to make it work a little bit more. It's about layering, and that's one of the main things I've learned. And holding your brushes, the way you hold your brushes is super important. Hold them lightly and you'll actually have more control by doing that. I really hope you liked that video, guys. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and subscribe and join my little fam. There will be videos every Wednesday as always, so please tune in next week. I hope to see you, and yeah, have a beautiful Wednesday. Goodbye from me.